What's up, guys? This is Zach.
Hey, what up, guys? This is Kyle. This is New Angle Sports. What's going on, Zach? What are we talking about today?
We're talking about the Thunder and Trailblazers. That might have been a little bit over the top, but I'll rock with it.
No, man, I'm hyped.
You're hyped.
You
You
know,
lost, though. Your team lost.
I'm still hyped. It's NBA playoffs, but that's one of the best times of the year. I like football, a little bit better, but NBA playoffs, it's hard to beat. But yeah,
I feel like there's too much politics in the NFL, but who
yeah,
cares?
I know. Real men though, they like football.
All right, guys. So, like he said, we're talking about the Trailblazers, Oklahoma City Thunder.
I'm just kidding, guys.
Oklahoma City Thunder game. This is game one, round one in the 2019 NBA playoffs. So let's just jump right in.
Yeah, so we're talking about the Thunder Trailblazers. It was an overall kind of a disappointing game for the Thunder overall. They shot horrible from the 3-point line. They played horrible defense the first quarter. They definitely turned it around though for the rest of the last three. But after that first quarter, it was just hard to crawl their way back out of it. Really, everything else outside of the 3-point shot, a lot of the stats were exactly the same. We out-rebounded them. Turnovers were about the same. Free throws were about the same. It's just really that 3-point shot. And I was telling Zach, I know it's kind of a some people may not like this saying, but I feel like the Thunder didn't,
Go ahead, say it. Just say it.
I feel like we didn't particularly lose the. What did I say?
You said we didn't. You said the Trailblazers didn't win the game. The Thunder lost the game. And
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck does that even mean? No, the Trailblazers won the game. Now, they didn't have a particularly great game either. They have a lot of ways to improve the game as well, coming into game two as well. It's obviously so did the Thunder as well because they lost the game. However, Dame Lillard hit some clutch threes. Enes Kanter had some clutch rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds by himself. The whole team had 13 offensive rebounds, so he had half of them, or over half of them. So as far as for a game, this is a good game. Each team has a way to build on, but the Trailblazers definitely went out, played good basketball for the most part, and won for a reason.
I just
That
say
home court advantage though takes.
well, home court advantage a lot to this playoffs hasn't meant crap. A lot of the home teams have lost.
Yeah, you're right. Trailblazers is a different thing though. Like they get rowdy in Portland.
Yeah, that Moda Center, man, that's crazy loud. But they haven't been to the Loud City yet. It's going to be a whole different story here in Oklahoma City. So I feel like we just need to go in their next game, steal that thing. We're in good position to win this thing still, in my opinion. I feel like even though we shot only 15%, 15% from 3-point line. I'm sorry, it's kind of funny when I'm saying it. That's so bad, but that's been the story of our season, up and down play. Where we come out sluggish and then we ramp up the intensity as the game goes. But we have to start out strong. We have to focus on what we're good at, which is defensive basketball, passing the ball, cutting to the basket, getting these mid-range shots, not settling for the 3-point. We shot way too many 3-point shots to only make 6. Like that is ridiculous. 15%. We should not even be taking a shot unless we are wide open. Paul George really is the only person that needs to take a shot, and he didn't even have that great of a a night tonight either. So,
Yeah.
But I know we still. I say we were so close in this game the entire time, and that's why I'm saying the Trailblazers did not have that good of a game, which is why I'm saying we didn't particularly lose the. We gave it to them pretty much, if you will, just because we played so horrible in such important facets of the game, and the Trailblazers did not have an efficient game whatsoever, and we came up so close. So that's kind of why I was saying that.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, well, just to feed off on you a little bit here, as far as what you were saying as well. But I think that This is a series that I was really trying to take some time and to try to figure out before I made my brackets. And you, me, and Addison, all three of us had picked the Thunder winning. Obviously, we're in Oklahoma City, so maybe that's the reason why we had that bias. However, I mean, Nurkic is a big deal to the Trailblazers. However, Enes Kanter isn't a bum. I know he doesn't play very good defense,
Right.
but I said this when he got released or he got waived, whatever, from the Knicks, was that should have been a guy that maybe the Thunder were looking at. And I told you that, and I told a few other people as well too, in our circle that we talk sports with and stuff. Earlier this season when that happened, but a lot of people were thinking like 3-and-D players, 3-and-D guards, like Wesley Matthews and some other guys as well too. The thing is like Enes Kanter doesn't demand a lot of minutes, and he can be productive in the minutes that he does play. So he can get a 20-10 game for you. He can get a double-double for you in 20 minutes. That's how efficient he is and how quickly he is. Now, he has a huge liability on defense. However, your whole team is centered around defense. Defensive players, protecting the rim, having good on-ball defense as well, too. Getting steals, running in transition as well, too. After you get those steals as well, too. I feel like if you have somebody like Enes Kanter on your team, obviously that was the case tonight as well, too. You can hide him in certain situations and really take advantage of his offensive game, and that will usually outweigh his offensive game will outweigh his defensive liability a lot of the time. So he was obviously the player of the game for me.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, Damian Lillard had a hell of a game too.
Yeah.
He was a little quiet in quarters 2 and 3, but he ramped it up in the fourth and was not going to let his team lose this game at home. He obviously made a statement three with just a couple minutes left in the game to kind of put us out of reach, and then it was over. I agree. Enes Kanter would have been someone that would have been nice to have. I think looking back, they probably were happy with the lineup of Jeremy Grant and Steven Adams, but Jeremy Grant's actually turned out to be quite a nice player for us. But it would have been nice for the Blazers not to have him, and obviously. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's about all I got for this.
Well, you could have kept Jeremy Grant too, just have Enes Kanter coming off the bench, and he loves Oklahoma City. At least he did when he left. So.
Oh yeah, he still does.
And he could have been probably pretty cheap as well too. So obviously you can't foresee an injury. However, the Trailblazers really got somebody good as far as a replacement for Nurkic, who's a pretty good interior defender in Nurkic. So he's not bad at all. So I think that Enes Kanter, this is really the series where every series there's these guys that have to play good. Orlando, it was DJ Augustine who really crushed it. Kyle Lowry was one who did not show up in the Toronto game, just to name one series, for example. But in this one, I really think it's the Enes Kanter revenge game, or revenge series, so to speak, where we didn't re-sign him and we didn't try to get him back on the team. Maybe we didn't need him because we did have some other players like Patrick Patterson doesn't even get any minutes now, it feels like. And we have other players who can play the four, but I think that's, it's something where he can, not that he has any animosity towards us or anything like that, but he can really make himself, a force in the league as far as being on a reoccurring roster spot from year in and year out by having good games in the playoffs, and I think it's exactly what he's going to do this year. So,
do you think next game's a must-win for the Thunder?
I don't like saying must wins, that kind of thing, because anything can happen. Like, we've had, not last year, but the 2 years before that, we had a lot of comebacks from 3-1 series and stuff like that. So I wouldn't really say it's a must win because you still got to go home and you can regroup there as well too. However, if they lose game 2 against Portland in Portland, then obviously game 3 that would be more of a must win. But I don't necessarily think it's a must win. I just think you need to show a lot more urgency. Get back on defense, play good defense as well, but most importantly, just get good shots. I was talking to my brother today when we were watching the first quarter and the game, and we were talking about how it's kind of like a normal situation where the Thunder always come out kind of flat-footed, so to speak, in the first quarter, and we just always have kind of grown used to them, not having to come back in the game and catch up after giving up these leads and stuff like that, or not having a lead essentially. Why is that? Like, why does that always happen to the Thunder? It feels like they always play down to the competition when they're not playing good teams, but when they are playing good teams, they always get down in the hole beginning. Like, I know that the first quarter, Paul George was 1 for 5, and Russell Westbrook was 1 for 6 or 1 for 7 when they started. So I just don't get it. Do you have any reason? Do you have any thoughts on why?
I mean, it's an Oklahoma thing, So Oklahoma Sooners do the same thing. They like doing that. No, but for real, it's always been a frustrating thing for us. I just think it has a lot to do with the inconsistency of our team. One game we may come out there and kill it. The next game we may not. Billy Donovan kind of touched on that a couple weeks ago when he's saying if we want to win a championship, we have to be more consistent, and that's our big thing. And I mean, is it the coach on why we're not coming out prepared? I can't tell you. I have not been a big fan of Billy Donovan, but as we mentioned before, probably on the pro level, it's not as important for coaching in the NBA. But man, you look at some of these teams with top tier coaches like Popovich and Brad Stevens, Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Like Doc Rivers has not had near the talent yet. He has his team has outperformed this season.
Yeah, even though the Thunder are over their higher seed, but like the Clippers have been much more impressive with what they've had to work with,
right?
Than the Thunder have.
So I think that's why a lot of people are calling for Billy Donovan's job, but I mean it was the same thing with Scott Brooks.
Yeah.
I mean, and
I'm not one to usually say it's the coach's fault. We've talked about that before as well, but whenever like fans have this growing knowledge that you don't perform in the first quarter and you're always flat-footed, if that's a common reoccurring characteristic of your game plan, so like there has to be something you can do to get better. Like I don't know the stat. I don't know which team scores the most points or who's the most efficient offensively in the first quarter in the NBA. But whatever team it is, I feel like the Thunder need to watch some of that film and kind of figure out do we need to have more off-ball screens to free open three-pointers? Do we need to quit shooting three-pointers altogether because we can't shoot very good? I think we're 22nd in the league with three-point percentage or something like that in the regular season.
Right.
Do we need to keep running with the pick and roll with Adams and Westbrook so they can get easy dump in plays, that kind of thing? But yeah, I don't know. It's something that we're gonna have to see in the game 2. Game 2 is Tuesday.
Yes.
I think it's Tuesday.
Yes, I believe it is Tuesday.
And then game 3 is Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do, guys, that's the end of this recap video today. We're gonna come back again and give you guys some more feedback later tonight with the Utah Jazz and Rockets game, which is actually probably gonna be my favorite series besides the Brooklyn series to watch this year. But we'll give you that recap later tonight, guys, so stay tuned and let us know what you think, okay?
Later, guys.
See ya.